Hello everyone, it's me, Mix2the and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So sit back and enjoy. Ooh, scary place, isn't it? Okay, in case you're wondering why I'm here in the bottom of the well all of a sudden, a place I should be in much later, that's because I wanted to end my recording session last time, and in order to do so I have to save and quit. And in order to not end up in Kokiri Forest again, I decided to enter bottom of the well instead, so that's why I'm here. We could do the dungeon actually. I think there's nothing really that prevents us from doing most of the stuff here. We would not be able to get some Skulltulas, I guess, because you need Boomerang for that. In any case, I'm not doing that right now. I will keep that for later. Oh, that looks pretty cool, actually. Like, you can see the end of the well here, like where you enter, but it's just darkness left and right. That's pretty cool, actually. If you look that way. Okay, anyways, yeah, that's really not the place you want to be. Last time we got to the Goron Rupee, and there we go, water. We got the Goron Rupee. I keep saying Rupee again. Goron Ruby. Like, it's still so strange to say Ruby in a Zelda game that has rupees as currency. But yeah, we got the Spiritual Stone of Fire, and our next objective is to obtain the Spiritual Stone of Water as well. Also, one thing I can hopefully also quickly show off, I figured out what my mistake was of entering the well last time. I tried to use it with the ISG Coco method and Coco Revenge Squad cutscene. Let's try this again. I need ISG again. I still need to explain what ISG even is at some point, and explain some nuances, but not right now. Okay, careful, I want to lift the Coco, like that. And the mistake I was doing, I need to backflip into the well here. But what I need to do in order to perform it correctly, I need to shield and then immediately perform a backflip. Kind of like that. Last time I only backflipped and then it didn't work, but yeah, if you need to shield first and then you need to backflip and then you need to quickly get into the well here, and yeah, that's it. Luckily, the entrance for the bottom of the well is pretty big, so it shouldn't really be a problem once you're down there, and yeah, that's it. But yeah, that's how you enter bottom of the well. Very easy and very fast and totally out of sequence. And you don't even need to Navi for that. Speaking of Navi, one thing I want to try really quick. We got Zaria's song. Let's see what Zaria has to say. Like, she did tell us if you want to speak to her, we just need to play her song. And that's something I usually never really do. Because, like, why would I talk to her? But yeah, we have the option to talk to Zaria here. We do that. This is Zaria, can you hear me? I like that she basically gave us her like, phone number. I'm collecting spiritual stones. You have one more to find. You mean the spiritual stone of water, don't you? The Great Deku once told me that King Zora, ruler of Zora's domain, has it. Okay. Do you want to talk to Zaria again? What happens if I do that? She turns into the owl, okay? No. Okay, that was Zaria. She probably has something to say like every milestone you reach or so. But that's an interesting way to get more information if you get stuck and so. Another option is not this, kind of is, but we can play Zaria's song again. And we can say, no, we don't want to talk to Zaria, and then we can talk to Navi instead. I should have read what she just said. I'm not sure if you can just trigger a conversation with the Navi like that, or if she has actually something unique to say here. Really? Then do you want to talk to me? Yeah. Yeah, she actually says what she says when she is on C-Up, okay? Interesting. Oh, she also gives me kind of the tip that I should call Zaria for help. Okay, interesting. I might ask Zaria on occasion. I wonder if some dialogue changes once we discover that she's actually the sage of the forests. That's interesting. Might be, who knows. I'm fairly certain you can still talk to her when you are an adult. That is probably the case. I also wonder what happens if you try to talk to her immediately after you go to adulthood. That is also maybe interesting. Because she should be, like, stuck in Forest Temple or so. We need to rescue her first. But yeah, I also wonder, one thing I need to try and randomize at some point is trying to use Zaria's song and talk to Zaria. I wonder if she has something important to say or like something funny, because like the randomizer team added something there or so as like a small Easter egg in case you remember that you can trigger a conversation with Zaria that way. That's something I need to try yet. But yeah, next destination is Zora's River. We were also briefly here. I wonder if there's a camera movement here that I missed. Because I already entered the area when I did Forest Escape. But yeah, we can see we need bombs here. These stones there are there to block our progression. But luckily we got bombs. And we also see our best friend forever. Our bestest friend. Our friend of best... Wow, my bomb. Looks like you've gotten bigger and stronger already. Okay. Yeah, Zora's domain. Or Zora hails the royal family by protecting this water source. Okay. Their door will not open for anyone except those who have some connection to the royal family. We see about that. Yeah, okay. Give me a more concrete hint. Thank you. Who too? He did not say here. Do you want to hear that again? That's unusual. Maybe that was a fake goal. Maybe that was not Kapora Gabora at all. Oh, that was loud. That was very loud. Anyway, Skulltuller here with in the tree. That's number 23 or so. Yeah, important thing and a very important money sink right now is this guy. We can speak to this guy and he will sell us magic beans. There are 10 in total. We need to buy all 10 and plant them all across Hyrule in order to get some nice platforms later on as adult. And none of those platforms are like super needed, like they are not needed for like main story or so, but at least one is needed to reach an item. I think the other ones you can reach by other means. Actually you need 2, I think. There are 2 you need definitely, like in order to get stuff, I think. Unless you use some super advanced glitches, but like basic stuff you can, with basic tricks you can get most of the bean things without actually having to plant a bean. Like some of those beans also lead to very pointless stuff. Like the one in Kokiri Forest, for example, directly in Kokiri Forest does lead to some rupees later on, which is pretty pointless. And this guy, by the way, is trying to rip us off. Like, he gets every... Yeah, now we have the popular magic beans. You regret it if you don't buy them now, yeah. But yeah, this guy is raising the prices by 10 rupees each bean. And yeah, because they become increasingly more popular. Just for now. Nice. Okay, if we want to buy another one, we cannot. Because now it's 60. These are super popular magic beans, in case you're wondering. They'll soon be sold out. Super price, 60 rupees for one piece. I like how he still is munching on those beans anyways, but okay. Oh well, chomp chomp. Like, wow. But yeah, I did already plant one. That's why I only have 4. You could be more strategic with where I plant those, but nah. Nah. Doesn't really matter. Okay, it's very important that we have the Coco here. You can actually make that jump without Coco. The Coco is not like particularly needed here, but we needed to reach some items. That one piece of heart there, for instance. This one is a little bit tricky. You need to go here and you need to let go of the Coco, otherwise you drop and Link does not hold on. Okay, careful, that's not really what I want. I need to be quick. I want to grab the Coco again. Thank you. Okay. While the animation plays where Link is like having the item above his head, the Coco can still act and move. And if it moves into the water, it spawns at the beginning of the area again, which is super annoying. So that's why I had to be fast there and had to re-grab the Coco. Like if you re-grab the Coco, like it goes... No, dude. That was dumb. No, why did it move away right now? It should just have... It should... Yeah, and goodbye. It should just have, like, kept calm. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it was suddenly moving. Okay, whatever. Let's get the same Coco again, I guess. Why did it move like that? Like, normally what happens, I can show that off. Normally what should happen is I, like, lift the Coco, it becomes roast, and I can drop it, and it just stays there for a little bit, and then I can lift it up, can drop it again, and then can lift it up again, can drop it again, and that way I can basically prevent the Coco from running away from me. But I have no clue why it started to run there, for whatever reason. Maybe because I was on a slope? No. Weird, okay. Also totally ignoring that Octorok. I could have bought another bean, but nah, later. Later. I need to try that again. Does it happen again if I am here? Yeah, wow, interesting. Now, dude. Okay, it became calm again, okay. For whatever reason, that's interesting. Okay, for whatever reason it starts to move here, okay. But not always. Maybe if you hold it for long enough, then it suddenly starts to move, okay. Strange, but okay. Okay, we also need the Coco to get this piece of heart here. Once again, I want to grab it again, so I need to be fast. Okay, thank you. Easy. Okay, and there's another thing we can do with the Coco, which I want to show off. Okay, the thing is, this like inscription there on the floor tells us that we are supposed to play Zelda's Lullaby and identify ourselves as like a royal messenger or so. And then the waterfall lets us through. But what we can also do is we can position ourselves like this, and we can basically, with the Coco, fly behind the waterfall and fly behind it. And that way we don't need Zora's Lullaby to enter Zora's domain. That is not possible as adult, because we don't get access to a Coco as adult. However, there's a different method to enter Zora's domain as adult without Zelda's Lullaby. But you know, we are here. Nice. Welcome to Zora's domain. There, you have guessed it, the Zora live. Also, by the way, that one bean hole there next to the bean seller, magic bean seller guy, that hole does not have a gold sculpture if you release some bugs there. That's the one exception when it comes to that. Also source of a lot of mysteries and stuff. Like, and people question where's my, like, last sculpture, it has to be that hole, but I cannot trigger it. Yeah, what do I want here? Probably bombs? No, I actually want... bombs are okay. Bombs are okay. And there's a couple of stuff we want to do here. In Zora's domain. Our main objective, of course, is to talk to King Zora himself. Like this guy here. But yeah, he is also busy like Darunia. He does not know where his daughter Ruto is. And we need to find a clue to where she could be. And we will not find that clue here. That's a little bit more involved, I would say, than the stuff we did do at Death Mountain, because it will take us to a different area. There are some shortcuts, however, and in order to access one shortcut and actually get to the item we need to make King Zora move is with this minigame here. The diving game, 20 rupees, want to play? Sure. Okay! Pick up all the rupees I throw from here. You have only a limited amount of time. Okay? When you pick them all up, come back here. I'll give you something very nice. Yeah, the idea is he throws some rupees into the water, and we need to dive and collect them all. I think the way those rupees land is completely random. Once again, an instance of RNG. Very important for speedruns once again. Like, if you are super lucky, I think it's like possible that you can get 3 in one go if they fall correctly. Getting all 5 in one sweep is, I think, kind of impossible. I think that would like be super rare also. If even at all possible. Maybe there's like some RNG going on, or like some prevention that they are not like too close together. But yeah, we want to get 50 seconds. We want to dive here. While we dive down from the waterfall, we can already collect one, maybe even 2, depending on how they fall once again. But yeah, nothing too difficult here. Just swim until you see your shadow lines up with the rupee and then pick up the rupee by diving. You can also move a little bit, it does not need to be like pinpoint accuracy. And there we go. I've got something very nice for you. Like this guy and his very nice. Could also talk to the other Zoras, which is something I don't want to do. I also closely encourage you to talk to that guy now. If you leave the area, you need to repeat the diving minigame. Because then he's upset that you did quit him and did not receive a prize. You need to do it again then. But yeah, our reward is nothing other than Zora's scale. What a graceful dive. Now please take this. This is a scale of our kind. With this you can dive much deeper under the water. Cool. We get the silver scale. Not Zora's scale actually. Zora's scale is like in different games. Oh yeah, silver scale. And yeah, you've guessed it, later on we will also get a golden scale. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, what we want to do next is we want to get some fire here from King Zora's chamber. And we want to ignite this torch. And we need to ignite even more torches. We want to do this, I think. That was bad. Nah. Wait a second. We want to get fire here. We want to go over here. That's okay, I think. I should have aimed because now, yeah, everything's broken. Yeah. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. What I want to do is something that looks pretty smooth if it works, but if it doesn't, then nah. Okay, we want to do this, we want to do this. Once again, target so that, and I lost track of where I am. Okay. Dude, this is not so hard. Okay, once again, get fire. Let's do it like this. This should cut some time. Okay, ignite this torch. Then we need to ignite the next torch in line. And because we ignited a torch, our duration on the stick did get reset once again by igniting this, and there we go. And this gives us another piece of art. Cool. If you run out of sticks, there's also a nice method to get some deco sticks here. Developers accounted for everything here. Also, by the way, was that another... I can check that. Was that another... Yeah, that was another full heart. Nice. Got 8 hearts already. Making quite some progress already. But yeah, if you need sticks, I think... No, not this one. This one here. No, this one. This pot always has a stick. If you enter the shop and leave the shop again, the pot does respawn and you can get another stick, and that way you can get some sticks relatively fast. You can also get some money here. I think this pot has 5 rupees or so, yeah. Once again, also always the case. Like the stick. Just need to enter the Zora shop and leave. And you can get another 5 rupees here, and just to prove that I'm not lying, another stick. There we go. Cool, another thing we can do, which I can also probably show off, we can also repeat the diving game, but then it's just for money. I think it's actually a relatively quick way to make some money. Once again, you need to pay 20 rupees for it in order to play. But I think you should be able to get some money here really fast. Like, he does throw more than previously. Sometimes he also throws, I think, an orange rupee that is worth like 100 or so. Even though like orange rupee is not really a thing you pick up in this game, but there's something that is like worth more. We can also see that this time around some of the rupees are also much deeper than before. Allows us to see the silver scale in full action right now. Also much more, of course, not just 5. But how many are there? I think 10 maybe? And one more. We should pick up the other one here as well. Yeah, nice, okay. Hey, congratulations. Cool. There's no reward this time. If we talk to that guy again, he will just offer us that we play the game again. But we don't have to, it's just for money this time around. Okay, now we want to go here. And this takes us to Lake Hylia. And the object of our interest here is this bottle down here. And that's also why we need the silver scale, otherwise we cannot reach it. Cool, we got an empty bottle, but put something inside and use it. What? Something's already inside. Okay, that's a nice like info text for that. Cool, Lake Hylia, there's some stuff we want to do here. First off, my Ocarina. And we can also read the letter while we're at it. Nothing inside? Huh? It looks like there's something already inside this bottle. It's a letter. Help me, I'm waiting for you inside Lord Yabuyoba's belly, Ruto. Yes, don't tell my father. Okay. I guess you should tell her father then. Yeah, a lot of stuff to do here in Lake Hylia. First of all, we want to enable the scarecrow, which will become important later on. So the idea here is you can basically compose your own song here. And this song is important because later on that will enable us to summon the scarecrow and reach new locations as adult. The most, or like the best kind of song here you can do is something you can remember. So something like this. That was bad, for example. I need to alternate. Like this. Got a little bit trigger happy on the C right button there. Okay, but he can only remember one song, so the other song is now overridden and invalid. Also, while we at it, we can also go fishing. Oh, fishing is another source of RNG in this. Fishing in Randomizer is very pleasant, still annoying, but like fishing right now is fishing in the base game is nah, fishing pond. Okay, we have this guy, and he allows us to go fishing for 20 rupees. Yeah, we do understand, we totally did listen to the controls here. But yeah, we get a fishing rod and then we are like on our own and can fish as much as we want. We want to get a big fish. I'm actually not sure how much the fish needs to weight. Something with like 8 pounds or so. But yeah, the fish we want to get is the one over there. And yeah, why is this RNG? The thing is, we will cast the fishing rod now with the B button. And we need to move the lure basically and get a little bit closer, make it get a little bit closer to us, and then we attract the fish we want to get. And once the fish like bites onto the lure, we need to reel it in. And that process is heavy RNG. Sometimes it can happen that the fish just lets go without like warning, it just happens. That's something that can just happen here. And I think the entire process of how fast basically the fish gets to you and everything is also completely random. There's nothing you can do here. So let's just hope for the best that it is fast and not painful, and let's just hope it works. We want to cast here. We can see the big fish here. We want to like wiggle a little bit here, and at some point the fish will become attracted and will attack us basically. And there we go. And now we just need to hold back on the analog stick and keep pressing A, and then we reel the fish in. And now we just hope for the best. We are actually pretty close, that's nice. If you are close like that, you can steer a little bit to the left or right and shorten the distance a little bit and reel him in, basically. This one is 10 pounds, this is very good, that's exactly what we need. Cool, that was pretty easy. To be honest, I think adult fishing is actually harder, I think that's what I recall. But yeah, that was pretty easy and not much trouble at all, nice. If you want to say weigh my fish, please. Whoa! This fish is huge, it looks like a new record. It weighs at least 10 pounds. Seriously, okay, here's your prize. And we get a piece of heart for that. Cool, that concludes our matters here. I want to quit. There's also much more stuff you can do here. As adult later on with the sinking lure and stuff and like the Hyrule Lounge or whatever it's called. I might show that off, but then I'm reminded that it is fishing, so I have a little bit of detest for it. Generally not a big fan of fishing minigames in my video games. And the fishing minigame here on top of that is also kind of awful, so... Still, the game that has the best fishing minigame is Breath of Fire 3. Just saying. Also, I keep pressing D-pad down for Ocarina. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Simply doesn't work. Okay, we want to turn nighttime. Oh yeah, that also happens. We just triggered a big fairy. But yeah, we want to get this Skulltula. But yeah, if you're wondering what this big fairy is. This big fairy cannot be caught inside a bottle, but you can make it spawn in certain locations if you play the right song. Gossip Stones, for example, if you play, I think, Song of Storms near Gossip Stones, it also triggers one of those big fairies. And there are also like other locations where you can play a song and like one of those big fairies appears. They do refresh your entire health and magic, but like I said, you cannot capture them in a bottle. They will not revive you. So that's a little bit sad, but that's how it is. Okay, next up we want to get the Skulltula over there. This one is one you are supposed to get with the boomerang, but we can get it without boomerang. First of all, we want to kill it, and then we want... wait a second, then we want to like aim, like target it. We want to position ourselves like this, and then we want to jump off and do this. Jump attack, and we can get the gold Skulltula token here without boomerang. Nice. Easy. Cool. Next up, I think I concluded all the business here I have during the nighttime, so it doesn't matter if it turns daytime again. Okay, next up we want to get our bugs. And we want to get the Skulltula from this hole. Might be a little bit too far away. Nah, still close enough, okay. No, we don't need to do anything here. Jump slash, store jump slash for power crouch step. And destroy the Skulltula. Easy peasy. Okay, now we quickly want to venture outside Lake Hylia. That will take us back to Hyrule Plains. Hyrule Plains? No, what is it called? I totally forgot the name. Hello? Hyrule Field, not Plains. Close enough. Dude, the owl. Like, you cannot go like 2 steps without the owl interrupting your child. It's awful. Okay, I think the owl here just tries to inform us about Lake Hylia first off, and like the owl also wants to make sure that we don't stray from our path or so. And no. Okay, be careful and go. Now, Hoot Hoot, what is wrong with you? Ah, okay. And we want to plant a bomb here. And then we reveal this secret here. This secret would be revealed to us with our Stone of Agony if we had Rumble enabled. We find this deco merchant here. Business Scrub. That's the name, not a scrub merchant or so. A business scrub. But yeah, we want to talk to this guy. In return for sparing me, I will sell you a piece of heart. 1 piece, 10 rupees it is. Okay. And that was easy. This guy is also so random. If you think like all the scrubs sell you stupid things you don't need, then this guy totally throws you off because this guy suddenly sells you a piece of art. Okay, and on top of that we can also go over here and take a look at this hole. Also, I did hear a pine head in the distance activating. And this is just some money. Rupee, okay. I think it's also time we go to Gerudo Valley. I think that's actually a good moment to do this right now. Okay, there are different types of pine heads here on Hyrule Field at the moment. There are those ones that stay passive and attack you once you get close, and there are also like those ones that get active once you move into a certain area. And they will unleash like their small babies at you and launch your babies at you. Like at some point they will start attacking, I think. Actually, maybe? Maybe I need to get closer for that, huh? Like, look at that thing. Okay, yeah, but I don't want to mess with that guy. Actually going to Gerudo Valley right now, nah, it's actually not the best idea. No, it's not the best idea because there's a sculpture I cannot get right now. No, we are doing that later. That's like part of the like final cleanup as child before we move on to adult Link. Also, one thing to notice is that the pine heads become inactive during night. That's also something I need to show off at some point. And yes, I can combine Gerudo Valley with the bunny mask, bunny hood. Also, like Hylia camera view, nice. Actually, good time during sunset, nice. I also wanted to plant a bean. I did not plant a bean. By the way, the idea when you do rolling for faster movement is that you don't like keep pressing A because that makes you slower. And the idea is that you like time it a little bit. You don't want to do like this, mash A and like roll like that because that doesn't really work. Especially not if you pick up a bush. You want to like roll, move a little bit, 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 because that way you have maximum speed on your rolls. And that's what you want to do if you want to go fast with rolling. This is kind of interesting. If you are in the water, you still swim here. But if you enter it like from here, you still move. That's interesting. It seems like it is like some kind of weird transition area for like water or so. But yeah, we got Ruto's letter, we can return to Zora's domain now. And we want to deliver the letter to her father, which is something we should not do, but we don't care, we need to get the spiritual stone. Also, while I'm here, one thing I can also quickly do is going over here. And I can quickly get a sculpture here. That way I can also show you how you normally activate the waterfall entrance here. But yeah, down here during nighttime only, and only as child, there is a sculpture here. And one thing I can also show off, is over here. Like that's where we entered Zora's River when we did Forest Escape. Now that we have the Silver Scale, we can just dive here and we can return to the Lost Woods. I could plant some beans here, but not right now. I just wanted to show that one off. And suddenly it's daytime again, okay. That was weird. But also doesn't really matter. Who needs an Ocarina? I have my bottle. And this time I do not dupe the bottle over my over my deco nuts. Wait a second, I screwed up. Dude, I'm too fast with the half cycle. There we go. If you are really fast with the like C-stick input for songs, then you notice that you don't get the like a sound when you correctly play the song. Basically, the notes are just blinking and like the effect is executed. If you are particularly fast, that's a good way to verify that if you were fast or not. But yeah, okay, we got the letter, and it's time for one of the most amazing cutscenes in the entire game. Probably the most, like, the best cutscene in the entire game. Like, there's nothing that can, like, beat this. Just watch and behold. She's inside Lord Yabu Yabu. That's not possible. Our guardian god, Lord Jabu Jabu, would never eat my dear Princess Ruto. But since that stranger Gendorf came here, Lord Jabu Jabu has been a little green around the grills. Oh my goodness, the evidence seems clear. Of course, you'll go find Ruto. Okay, you can pass through here to the altar of Lord Jabu Jabu. I'll keep this letter, you keep the bottle it was in. Take it respectfully. Please find my dear Princess Ruto, immediately. Zora. Zora? What? But yeah, this. Simply awe-inspiring, isn't it? Like I said, best cutscene in the entire game. Cool, yeah, we got an empty bottle now, and we want to quickly get a fish from down here. Come on, just fall down. Yeah, we want to get a fish from over here. If we can get one. Because this will become important since we cannot enter Lord Yabu Yabu without the fish. Like, he will not open up. Once again, 5 rupees and a stick. I think in one of those spots there's also always like, no. I think I'm imagining things. I was thinking there was also deco nuts there, but I don't think so. Although I'm not sure. Whatever. I cannot even talk from him here, from this side, okay. But yeah, welcome to Zora's Fountain. You can see Lord Yabu Yabu. There's also something I need to show off with the fish we just got here. Because you can also perform Ocarina items with the fish, I want to showcase that. But unleashing the fish here is a bad idea because I would just like plunge it into the water and then he will escape me. That's not good. But yeah, before we interact with Lord Jabu Jabu, we want to go over here. Because first of all, we can get a Skulltula here. What does Navi want, by the way? It seems Princess Ruto somehow got inside Yabu Yabu's belly. That's quite the tip. Or should I rather say not a tip at all. But yeah, we also want to place a bomb here. And then we can see this happens. Whoops. This will lead us to a fairy fountain. But yeah, let's just quickly show off Ocarina items with a fish. Fish might actually be better than bugs because you can just recapture it and you don't need to worry about like using and losing your bugs or so. Okay, now we have the bottle in hand and now we just do it like normally and we can like do stuff like that and play a bomb, for example. Pretty nice, isn't it? I should have done that here. That would have been more fitting, I guess. Let's do it again because it was so nice. With the bomb again as well. Yeah, because I screwed up, yeah. Wait a second, I got this. Oh, we're playing nothing. I think that might also actually depend on how fast you like press, like in my instance, C, right? Like if you press it immediately, then the bomb is like in Link's face, and sometimes he does not have the bomb at all. Oh, dude. My half circles. There we go. Oh, we saved the bomb. Nice. Boom. Coming in with a bang. Okay. The camera movement as well, dude. Lo and behold, a great fairy of Ocarina of Time. Great fairy of magic. I think there are multiple great fairies of magic. Like if you obtain a magic spell, yeah, right. Our first magic spell. Dude, one thing I miss in like newer Zelda games is magic. Like, what happened to magic? Could it actually be? I think it might actually be that Wind Waker is the last Zelda game that had magic, which is sad. I liked magic, and especially in the more like open world context nowadays, magic could be pretty cool. Like I always imagined that like in like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, like those magic rods you could use with like magic instead or so. That would have been cool. But nope. Nope. Like in general, if any like Zelda game is fitting for like having resources and stuff, I think it would be the like 2 new open world ones. But that's actually not the case anymore. I think the closest, by the way, that magic like ever returned was like the stamina meter, like in some form or shape. Like I think that might be what is considered magic nowadays. Would also make sense because like in newer Zelda games, like spin attacks deplete stamina and no magic anymore. It's also green, so still I want my magic back. Give me magic back. I think there's a lot of potential there. Okay, I think we are finished here then. We got the Great Fairy. We got Pharaoh's Wind, by the way. Pharaoh's Wind is an item you are supposed to use in dungeons. That way you can create a warp point you can return to. That's super handy in a randomizer context once again, and also in general, I would say, because like being able to warp back to a dungeon. You can also just leave like one dungeon and like enter a different dungeon and then like warp, use Pharaoh's Wind in like the other dungeon and move back to the previous one. That's pretty cool. Like, for example, if I use Pharaoh's Wind in, like, Jabu Jabu's Belly, and then go to, like, Dodongo's Cavern, I can use Pharaoh's Wind in Dodongo's Cavern to walk back to Jabu Jabu's Belly. That's pretty cool. And then again, that might also be something that the randomizer adds, I'm not sure about that. And anything else I want to say? Actually not sure. You can also use Pharaoh's Wind in, like, non-dungeon areas. Like, for example, here you could use Pharaoh's Wind, but you need to perform like different glitches. I think equip swapping is the thing you need to do, but I think I cannot really do that right now. Can I? Nah, I don't think so. Maybe something else. Maybe you also need to. Maybe you might also need to get it on the B button or so. Whatever the case, there's something I can quickly also show off. You can see that we have signs here. We can cut those signs. I did already show that off. But if you feel guilty that you just destroyed a sign, you can play the Ocarina, and you can play Zelda's Lullaby in front of the sign. And then what happens is this. The sign magically repairs itself. Nice. You can also do this, and we can do that again. And this sign should also be in tip-top shape again. Look at this. Nice. No clue why that's in the game, but it is in the game. But yeah, next stop is Jabu Jabu. Look at him. Ah, yes. Alright guys, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Until then, take care and goodbye.